Hello and welcome to Fresh Face Comics, the comic book podcast for lifelong comic book reader guides his friend through the world of comics for the first time. My name is Joey Morgan, the aforementioned lifelong reader. With me as always is Jacob Licklider, the aforementioned newbie.
I don't have a bit for this one. This is just like an all-out interesting fight.
Okay, cool.
I don't have a bit prepared. I'm sorry.
Wow, really slacking on this one. Joining us today to talk about Batman Battle for the Cowl, we have returning guest Kian.
Bazinga.
Fucking hate everything. Today we're back talking about Batman Battle for the Cowl. This is technically a continuation of our Grant Morrison Batman readings, but this is entirely written and drawn by Tony S. Daniel, which I'm now actually realizing as I look at the cover again, what a flex it is to just have the only credited creative on this book be Tony S. Daniel on the cover. It's just, I love that.
What's so weird is there are two issues that he didn't write. He didn't write the Gotham Gazette issues.
Yeah, true. But I guess I mean, he wrote, I don't know.
He wrote the main event, but yes.
Yeah, he wrote the main event. So, like, I guess that's what you're advertising, you know?
Yes.
But anyway, I guess sort of jump into our non-spoiler section, getting into this. Jacob, considering you've never read it before, what is Batman Battle for the Cowl about? So
Bruce Wayne is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Totally dead, never coming back. Nope,
never.
Not
yeah,
at all.
Totally. Yep.
Never mind the fact that actually him not coming back might have been a really interesting story to tell. That's besides the point. And it's very much, when Batman was gone at the end of Nightfall, that left a power vacuum. What if we actually tried to retell that story, but did it 1,000 times better by not making Azrael Batman and have, like, the actual, like, early to mid 2000s Bat family fight it out and grapple with the question of who is going to be Batman. The answer being obvious who it's going to be. However, the argument and the general interpersonal conflicts are fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's some interesting characters here, and
Indeed.
some really interesting examinations of villains.
A few particular Jacob Licklider fan favorites in here as well, which I'm very excited to talk about when we get into spoilers, of course. This is also, of course, entirely written and drawn by Tony S. Daniel, which is really cool. He's a great creative, someone that's worked very closely on the Grant Morrison run of Batman. And also, of course, within our coverage today, we are covering the two issues that were included in the original collected release, Batman Battle for the Cowl, which are Gotham Gazette.
Batman Dead #1 and Gotham Gazette Batman Alive #1.
I forgot the actual names of this. Thank you. But yeah, there is also a more complete collection that I personally don't own. But yeah, we're only covering those 5 issions today because
I was going to say, the current imprint edition is a complete collection with a bunch of tie-ins. Gonna be honest, as an event, Tony S. Daniel really knows what to keep in the tie-ins and what to keep in the main book.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the tie-ins feel supplemental, and that's a good thing. Like, those 5 issues are the complete story.
Why, Jacob? It sounds right now like you're trying to say something about the state of comic book events in general.
Just right now, Joey, I have complained about this for years since this goddamn podcast started.
I'm aware of this. Sorry, that is what I was implying with my message, but it didn't come out that way.
Yes.
But yeah, Jacob, I feel like you have something against comic events.
War.
He is still mad about Civil War.
I mean, I don't think I'm. Look, it's going to be a while before I stop being mad about Civil War.
Well, did you sell your copy at least?
Yes, I did. I got rid of it. It's sold.
Did you actually? Wow.
Yeah.
Just be mad about the other Civil War or something. I don't know.
Be mad about the real Civil War.
Look, his brain's really struggling with that one.
There are like 2 distinct ways, at least, that I can see of responding to that. Neither of them paints me in a good light.
Well, I guess there's not much to say. With anything in particular you want to say with non-spoilers before we get into questions?
Yes, actually. I'm honestly, I'm very, very curious to see how much Grant Morrison had influence on this, because there clearly is some. Like,
I think a lot of it. I wouldn't be shocked if Morrison did send Tony S. Daniel very detailed notes to work from.
yeah, I mean, it's very possible it happened, but like Morrison was busy with Final Crisis, and
Because as someone who has read further into the Morrison run, it's like you can see little other bits being set up as well in this. And it's like
that is good to know.
They have been sent like notes.
And you can see a couple plot lines, especially in the first issue, like just being pushed forward just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Also, Tony S. Daniel probably does need to know a lot about the rest of the Morrison run.
I mean, he did do the art for R.I.P.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly some other stuff before this. I don't quite remember.
I'm gonna double check who the artist for the next run is. Just
Batman
Morrison, just to be sure.
Oh God, is it Doug Mank or Frank Quitely? I think.
Was it 2000? Oh, was it Frank Quitely? Oh yeah.
I think Frank Quitely does Batman and Robin, right?
Oh yeah, because it's that. I think because the cover. Yeah, that.
Yeah, I want to say Frank Quitely.
Love that cover.
Maybe not all of it, but I think Frank Quitely does a solid majority of Morrison's Batman and Robin. I think. But all that said, I think let's jump into some questions from Blue Sky. Over on Blue Sky, our friend. Now, first off, Kian was given a mission apparently for this episode.
What?
Our friend Jamie at Jamie-Season 7 says, "Please disagree with everything the other two say." Kian, can you accomplish this task?
Well, no, because you could get me out instantly by saying something that's really hard to disagree with. Like, I don't know. You could both just complain about the current state of America, and I'd have to disagree, and I don't want to do that.
Amazing. Well, it's all right. We won't hold anything against you, but I'm sure Jamie will.
Yeah, it's fine. He's Welsh. I can take him.
Next up from our friend Rose Panda at Joey can read this. It says, "Can you believe that Grant Morrison is going to write a Batman Deadpool crossover later this year?" I can't. I genuinely still can't believe that.
I mean, here's the thing: Fresh Face One Shots is covering it. Like we are going to cover that thing because I think
we're going to cover both. We're going to cover both.
I believe that was the deal we made.
Yeah. For every Grant Morrison, there is a Zeb Wells.
Poor things happen to cover Zeb Wells.
Mm-hmm. But then getting into the bit for today, we have it went really far this time. I think it went really, really far this time.
Some of it went a little adjacent, like
yeah. So first of all, we have I always love Rose Panda's spin on the bit. He says Batman question mark with a picture of Kermit the Frog as Frogman in a seemingly Batman Forever style poster, which I find fascinating. But yeah, continuing the bit, we have Kian at Kian the Quark saying Black Mask question mark with a picture of I forget this character's name from Armageddon. The Shadow from the Armageddon Factor. A guy that wears a black mask.
I think because I did Passenger ages ago, I didn't want to reuse Passenger.
Kian here also submitted Oracle question mark, which with oh god, I'm also getting this character's name, Ruth Madley's character.
Really big.
Jacob, I can't remember her name. Anyway,
here's the thing. I part of me wants it's Hebe Harrison, aka the audio character.
I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Given Oracle's role, it makes sense.
Keen also submitted Knight question mark with a picture of a knight from Doctor Who's Battlefield. Our friend Jamie then submitted Red Hood question mark with a picture of Liz 10 from Doctor who is wearing indeed a red hood.
But no, Red Hood isn't in this. Like what?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Really.
Yeah. Well, Jacob, clearly this is a book about the entire Bat family, so clearly Jamie by proxy is just including Red Hood in the larger Bat family theme here. Our friend Andrew at Andrew Doing Art says, God, this one says battle question mark with a picture of Big Finish's Doctor Who Time War box sets. And then
actually Mason, you haven't done the full title.
And then Mason
it's actually hang on. The full
Mason,
title of it is actually The Eighth Doctor Adventures, Doctor Who, The Eighth Doctor Adventures Time War Volume 1.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
It's a full mouthful.
Then our friend Mason at the GD256 says, Daniel, question mark, with a picture of Daniel Kaluuya. I don't... I hate everything. I really, really do.
What? Why Daniel Kaluuya? Why?
There's just not a single Doctor Who character called Daniel.
Yeah. Not a single Doctor Who character named Daniel. Yeah, you couldn't have picked anything else.
Except there is!
It's Dan Lewis.
Oh, man. All right, getting back into the regular questions. Jamie says, in my head, this is like the Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul, in that I always forget it's a crossover linked to the Morrison run. That's probably decent. You're absolutely right about that. This is probably better than Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Like,
I mean Resurrection is good. It's just it's not. I think it's the multiple writers on that kind of drag it down, and the fact that Tony Daniel writes the entire thing here, it helps. Jamie also says there's an Oracle tie-in miniseries to this, which probably follows on from Birds of Prey, which means you're definitely covering Gail Simone's Birds of Prey run next, right? I don't know, Jamie. Stick around to the end of the episode to find out.
The answer is probably no. However, interestingly, I don't think it was following on from Simone. I think this was post-Simone Birds of Prey.
I'd say also the tie-in, weirdly, is kind of following on from both Final Crisis and whatever was going on in Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Bizarrely.
Because Gail Simone does write a tie into this event for Secret Six.
Which is probably the most interesting of the tie-ins.
Yeah.
It was worth noting I'm the only person here that hasn't read the tie-ins. So
yeah, I read the entire complete collection across 2 days.
I didn't do it just over 2 days, but I also read the thing.
Yeah.
I was like, the tie-ins were there to be read, so I was like, I might as well read them.
Yeah, oh, of course, yeah. Andrew then says, knowing the outcome of this story, if you could choose one other person on the cover to don the cowl instead, who would you choose? It's Tim. Easy, right? It's got to be Tim.
I was going to say, Tim deserves it.
He's not on the cover, though.
He's not on the cover. Okay, but we're referring to, I think, the full fold-out that the 3 issues make when we're talking about the overall event. Although, I guess if I have to choose just for the cover, then I guess Damien. Maybe Kathy Kane.
I was going to say either. No. I was going to say Damien over Kathy Kane and Selena Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a bit more rogue. If we are including everyone across the covers, Cassandra Kane.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's true. Speaking of, how great is the full fold out three issues, the connecting covers? They're so good. I love them.
It is fantastic.
Next up from our friend Mason, he has 5 questions for us. Says 1, which character on the cover would you trust with making you a 5-star meal? Okay, once again, when we say cover, I'm assuming we're going to talk about the 3 connecting covers.
I need to have a look at the.
I think the answer there is also Tim for me.
Yeah, I was like, Tim probably can cook.
Maybe Dick Grayson actually.
I just really want to see. Hang on, just without having to flick through pages.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe Black Canary.
I mean, it looks like they can cook.
Gordon's got like the years of experience at least, I feel like he's learned a thing or two.
I don't think cooking was a priority for the League of Assassins.
Yeah, no.
Probably not.
I mean, obviously, cover 3, where none of those guys count. Obviously,
I don't know. Penguin might be able to. Penguin wouldn't cook for you. Penguin would get a professional chef to cook for you.
Yeah, and would hold them hostage to cook for you. Yeah,
exactly. You probably pick the Penguin.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? Yeah, maybe the Penguin. Then you make a compelling case. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, fuck it, Penguin. Anyway, Mason's second question says, which of you deserve the cowl?
Oh God, no.
Oh man. Jacob.
Me? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. I would be a terrible Batman.
Oh man. I mean, nobody could take. Here's the thing: you'd be a terrible Batman. No one could take a British Batman seriously.
Sadly.
And, which
Hang on,
unfortunately leaves me, and I don't think I want that either.
This does feel like in line with the story. Well, can't be Jacob because he'd use guns.
Exactly.
Can't be me because I want to be Batman too much. I'm the Tim of this scenario.
Yeah, and I don't want it. So I guess really it is the story, and I guess I have to be Batman in the end. God damn it. Mason's third question says, the title reminds me of the Superman arc with all the different people trying to replace Superman. Is this a similar idea, or am I way off? You're not too far off.
You're not too far off.
There are like 3 different people that wear the Batman costume in this. So yeah, it's about almost the same amount of people too.
Yeah. And even in the tie-ins, there's definitely one potential Batman stepping up in the tie-ins, and with Azrael. I'd even say in Secret Six, you've got Bane and Catman both kind of get their hats thrown in the ring.
Okay, yeah. So kind of the same thing. Not quite. Pretty much just the Batman version of Reign of the Superman, isn't it?
I mean, it doesn't do the thing of we're introducing 4 basically brand new characters as potential Superman.
This is the smarter thing that they just use pre-established characters.
Well,
pre-established-ish.
Here's the thing: for Reign of the Superman, they kind of had to because they're really
there aren't like a lot of other like Kryptonians to be like, hey, this person could
or even like potential superheroes in the post-crisis universe that I'm
not trying to say this is like a carbon copy of Reign of the Superman. I'm saying like this is like the Netflix recommendation of like, hey, if you liked Reign of the Superman, maybe check out Battle for the Cowl.
It helps that it is not quite as long as Reign of the Superman.
It's very true, very true. Mason's fourth question says, a dream Batman writer, Gail Simone for me, easy.
How has she not done Batman yet?
Right? Just put her on Batman. I want to see, even if just as like a year on the book. I would love that. Like, I just want to see. I want to see what she does. That said, I'm very, very excited for the new Batman title coming up. Done by, oh my god, why am I blanking on who's doing it now?
Oh, Matt Fraction.
Matt Fraction. Thank you so much. I couldn't think of his name for a second. Matt Fraction is doing it. I'm very excited for that.
Has Mark Waid ever written Batman?
He's been doing World's Finest, so sort of.
Yeah. I'm like, if I'm including writers, if they were doing just a solo Batman run, I would like Peter J. Tomasi to do a solo Batman run, but he's done Detective and...
he's done Detective and he's done Batman and Robin.
I was going to say, if you've done a run of Detective, especially, you've written Batman. But Detective is the other staple Batman book.
Like, okay. I want Calm Ting. Calm Ting is a brand new up and coming writer that I think could do great things if given the Batman book.
Hickman would be interesting.
I can see that. Yeah. That could happen. I know Garth Ennis has like sworn off superheroes, and he did like a Black Label Batman mini series. But I would like, I don't know. I would kind of love that take.
I'm just looking at things on my shelf, and I'm like, Donny Cates might be interesting.
Yeah,
I was so disappointed that his Hulk run got cut short, but then
I've only ever read his Venom stuff. I do love his Venom, of course, but
it's just I won't get into the specifics of what I was told why his run was cut short.
Oh,
I think he was just going for a messy divorce.
Oh god, I did hear about this. Isn't that why he disappeared off the face of the earth? He was like, there was like no social media presence or anything.
I think so, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to say messy divorce and not feel like you're going to make a joke out of it. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. No, we can take things seriously here on Fresh Face Comics. Mason's fifth and final question says, which superhero outfit would be the most uncomfortable? Oh god. I feel like the answer is like, I feel like there is an objective answer. I feel like it's Power Girl.
I was
just thinking that. Catwoman.
Maybe, yeah.
But like the 2004 Catwoman costume.
I mean, if we're looking at the cover, maybe,
the movie one.
Maybe if we're looking at the cover, Huntress's costume.
Yeah, it's a bit much. It's a bit much, or I guess not enough, really.
Yeah, I don't think I can pull that off. He's got. Vinnie Jones is from X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah. If you want to hear us talk about Vinnie Jones extensively in superhero things, go check out the Fresh Face Extra on the Blood Donut Studios Patreon. Blood Donut Studios. Wait, what do you usually say? Patreon.com/Blood Donut Studios. That's the one. That's how you promote things. God, I think it was our last question though. I think that does our non-spoiler section. We're going to jump into spoilers as long as there's nothing else to say from either of you.
Wait, do we have correspondence?
Correspondence. We have one correspondence. Jacob, that's the second episode in a row you've got me on that shit. Thank you so much, man.
A letter.
I really should come up with a fucking theme for Fresh Face correspondence, shouldn't I?
It should be like some sort of breaking news.
Breaking news. It's Fresh Face correspondence. All right, we have one Fresh Face correspondence from our last episode on Final Crisis. Our friend JB, of course, says, says, I still can't believe I read the entire Final Crisis Omni, which includes all of Batman R.I.P. in like 14-hour sitting. I think 2021 me might have been insane. Also, adding to my many suggestions by saying you should cover the Greg Rucka Checkmate and Checkmate for related Final Crisis tie-in he did. I am just curious to check out more Checkmate in general, and I'd be curious to do that. Yeah, it could be fun. That's by Greg Rucka. I like Greg Rucka, so that could be cool. Also, yeah, you are insane, Jamie. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, like God, even reading just Final Crisis, the book, like just the event in one.
Yeah, just the regular event. Yeah, it's a lot to take in. Yeah. All that said, I think that actually does our non-spoiler section now. If you're not sticking around for spoilers, be sure to jump to the end of the episode and find out what we're covering next time on Fresh Face Comics. We are continuing the countdown to episode 100. We have 3 left. We have 3 until we're... 2 left until we're at episode 100. And then the third one will be episode 100, which is very exciting. We're doing Batman episodes all the way up to episode 100, and it's going to be very exciting.
And then we're doing Marvel stuff for 15 episodes.
Do Marvel stuff afterwards. Yeah, that's where we're going post episode 100, 15 episodes of Marvel. So
back to spam in Spider-Man Life Story every time Spider-Man comes up.
Spider-Man Life Story. Absolutely. We're just going to do 15 episodes, and we're going to cover Spider-Man Life Story on every single one of them, and we're going to have a different guest on each time. That's what's going to happen. But also, if you're not sticking around for spoilers, be sure to go to the description below to find our link trees, all of our socials, everything. Wherever you want to follow us, be sure to follow us there. You can also find Amazon links to the books we're covering today and the book we're covering next time on the podcast, as well as I'm sure there's something else I usually say here. I don't know. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the Patreon. There are other
give us comments. Leave us comments.
Leave us comments. Comment on Spotify. You can comment on Spotify. You can comment on our YouTube copy on Blood Donut Studios on the YouTube channel. Wherever you comment on the episode of Fresh Face Comics or on Fresh Face One Shots, where we cover current comics coming out, we will read out those comments on Fresh Face Correspondence, and it'll be great.
And talk to them. Yes.
Yeah. All that said, I think it is finally time to jump into. Oh my God! Finally, what is this? A short book on Fresh Face Comics.
A short book, and a good book, like
a short good book. Let's get into spoilers. Kicking off with Batman: Battle for the Cowl #1. So,
well, actually, no, not #1.
So, Gotham Gazette, Batman Dead.
No, the way the original version covers it is the original collection edition has it is the 3 main issues, and then it has the Gotham Gazette ones at the end.
Right.
Because so the way it was published was Gazette, 3 main issues, Gazette.
Oh, that's interesting. It includes so the version that I have, we never talked about this, obviously.
We didn't. We just assumed.
Yeah. Because I
think it makes sense. I think it makes sense to have Gotham Gazette first.
Sure. We can cover Gotham Gazette, Batman Dead first.
At least Batman Dead first.
This is one of those things where like I've only ever known the story to include Gotham Gazette at the end, so I've never questioned that before.
God. So we should have probably talked about this, shouldn't we?
We never brought this up. But here we are now bringing this up. Here we go. Okay, so we'll cover this first. That's fine. Gotham Gazette, Batman Dead, #1. God, we are an organized podcast.
So I love the format of this. As
it's nice.
A handful of these like really nice little short stories, all from different artists.
Yeah.
Framed by a mysterious figure called the Veil.
I like the way you said that.
Yeah, but she's going on about how Gotham is lost its heart. Yeah. Thematically, Batman's the heart of Gotham. I say this sarcastically. I don't mean it sarcastically. It is true. It's like that's kind of been what Morrison's been playing with throughout their entire run so far.
Yeah.
And that's where I think a lot of really good Batman runs position Batman as a character.
Yeah.
But this really does expand on the mytho of Batman, where he is almost... It almost is deifying Batman, because it is almost like Gotham has just gone to hell without the one man striking fear in the hearts of criminals.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. This is because Batman is a fictional character, and Gotham City is a fictional
Jacob, that is
city.
You just blew my mind.
Oh yes, we know Gotham. We know Gotham is fictional because he's a billionaire who does good. We know Batman is fictional because he's
a billionaire who does good things. But also Gotham is like your classic fictional cursed city by a Lovecraftian entity to basically be falling apart with corruption. Like,
yeah,
like your main hospital for your main hospital for people with mental issues is called Arkham, quite literally a name taken from Lovecraft. So maybe that should tell you something about what Batman is. But like, so Gotham's gone; it's going to fall apart. I also love the choice of who gets a story in this. Gazette.
Because often, with a few exceptions, it's mostly just regular people, like non-heroes, not non-hero characters.
I mean, it is all regular people. The one hero, quote unquote, who gets a story
is Stephanie Brown.
Stephanie Brown, who at this point, so when was she Robin?
She was Robin for a very short period around the early it would have been before Identity Crisis.
Yeah, it was definitely before this, and she's definitely spoiler already at this point.
Yeah, but it very much her story very much implies she's no longer being spoiler.
Yeah, she was spoiler Robin, spoiler Batgirl, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this might be right before Batgirl stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is right before Batgirl.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, wonderful, lovely. We need to read some Steph and Cass stuff, Joey.
Jacob. There are things. There are plans. There are things happening, Jacob.
You keep saying that, Joey.
I keep saying that, and we still only do bi-weekly episodes, and I can only do so much in this. I was
gonna say, we do not have the time to do.
Yeah, we literally can't. So,
which is a shame.
So the pace is the pace. But yeah, we get
also in just googling Stephanie Brown Batgirl, it looks like they're reprinting her Batgirl stuff.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. This year, that's cool. But yeah, so the first story is a 100% like human, no Batman story. It is Vicky Vale working for the Gotham Gazette, trying to get in touch with Bruce Wayne, who obviously the reader knows is dead. I'm doing air quotes because
I thought you were about to say the reader knows is Batman, and I was going to laugh my fucking ass off.
I'm sorry. Wait, Bruce Wayne's Batman?
Yeah. It's a shock. I know.
I got into comics in the early 2010s. I thought this Dick Grayson character was Batman.
You know, you joke. I'm sure there are actually people like that. Like, I'm sure that has happened to people.
Ooh.
I mean, look, I would love if if they ever want. They're never going to retire Bruce Wayne as Batman, but like, it would be fascinating if they did, and Dick became the second Batman. Like how Barry was the second Flash, Wally was the third Flash, and the current Flash. But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the first one's just
the Vicky story.
Is a fascinating little thing about like, hey, Bruce Wayne is both thing, and like it just has all these like alibis for like, oh, he can't see her. He's away on business. Well as these little hints of a corrupted computer file, Whenever Vicky tries to like hack into Bruce's stuff. It's a very nice little bit of like journalism. It's there. It leads nicely into sort of our Stephanie Brown story, which is very woman on the street as Gotham is falling to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It plays around with her connection to Tim and her playing with the idea of being spoiler and putting a costume back on. It's nice. We have the Leslie Tompkins story as well, which is pretty simple. But it's about like Leslie Tompkins being the amazing bad bitch that she always is. Just being this brave face in a city that has gone to chaos.
Quite literally coming back to the city in the wake of Batman's death.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And actually still being willing to help people. And we also get a Harvey Bullock segment at the end here. Which probably, to me at least, probably like the least interesting one for me personally, which is a shame because I love Harvey Bullock. But it's fine. I do all these are written by Fabian Nisi. God, I can never pronounce the last name.
Nicieza.
Yeah. But yeah, all these segments are written by him, and we have different artists on all these segments. I do like. I mean, it should be no surprise. I know I've praised Guillaume March before, especially on one shots. But I think the Vicky Vale art is probably my personal favorite.
Because it's Guillaume March. That's why it's your favorite.
Yeah, it's hard to hate Guillaume March. But I think that does it for Gotham Gazette Batman Dead.
It's we need to establish the status quo,
mm-hmm.
and it does the smart thing that, let's be honest, a lot of like current superhero books don't like to do, and that is just go to the normal side characters. Like, give the normal side characters time to shine.
Yeah, we have this problem where every side character now has to be something.
A superhero, yeah, of some sort. It's like just
we're not gonna name names of whose book is having the most problems with this.
I'm actually curious who you're referring to.
I mean, the one I just thought was the one I always see people complain about is Jonathan Kent and his boyfriend.
I guess.
I was going to say, making John's boyfriend a superhero could be a bit interesting. But alternatively, Joshua Williamson's Superman run currently is using Jimmy Olsen and Perry White. And
however, I guess we're not really ones to talk because he did also just make Lois Lane Superwoman, and
yes,
do that.
Yeah, he did give Lois Lane the power of General Zod.
Yeah,
which makes me wonder: does General Zod have Lois Lane's powers?
I guess so.
We still haven't found out, and if you want to find out with us, check out Fresh Faced One Shots.
Yes, Williamson Superman is the book that kicked off Fresh Faced One Shots, and it's such a great book. It's amazing. I also had yet another heart attack recently when they announced that when they said that Mark Waid was doing Action Comics again, and that he was fully taking over the book. But it was like Mark Waid returns to Superman. I was like, no! I fucking almost cried again because I thought that for the second time in the past couple months that Williamson was leaving Superman.
I mean, here's the thing. I am glad DC is pushing Superman books, especially right now.
It's almost like he's got a movie coming out.
That let's be honest, all three of us are very excited for that movie.
I just know the second the Superman summer hype dies down, I think Unlimited is going to get canceled. I really do.
Unlimited is the one that Dan Slott's on, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in that. Give it like early next year, maybe it'll last too.
Maybe it's how many issues does it currently have?
I think number 2 just came out.
Okay, yeah, give it maybe a year, a year.
Yep. Anyway, let's actually jump into Battle for the Cowl, the main miniseries. This is Battle for the Cowl number 1. I like that we open on Tim and Squire. First off, I like that just our other Bat characters are here as well. Like Squire is here early on, and that's nice. The idea that other Bat characters have come over to Gotham in the wake of Batman's death. And have decided to help.
It's really good at putting the whole Batman works alone myth to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be honest. That myth only exists because of the movies.
Yeah.
Like, Robin is older than the Joker, guys. Just remember that.
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. Not by much, but he is.
He is. Yeah. So,
but essentially, early on, we're still setting the status quo and saying like, hey, this is Tim and Squire here. We see hints of like other characters on our big splash page, like taking down other villains across the city. We see Nightwing. We see the Birds of Prey. We see Man Bat, which again I have not read the Man Bat tie-in, but
it is good.
It is good.
It's a great tie-in.
You would have to wonder if he did take the cow, would he be Man Batman or Batman Bat?
I think we asked this last episode, and I know,
but this time it fits more.
That's fair, but I think I'm still going to go with Batman.
Yeah, I really like. So I really like the idea, that Gotham, is in a downward spiral. Everyone's looking for a savior, for someone to take back the streets. They're looking for Batman or Batman, and I find the paneling on those last two really interesting because the first, the penultimate one it's on Batwoman and Batgirl. Or
because
she's Batgirl at this point.
Yeah,
I was going to say she's not orphan.
And then the last panel is a Batman, and it shows the deaths and hangings of three criminals in Gotham, with the labels rapist, thief, and killer on them.
Yeah, I was going to say one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah,
the middle one. Well, I will say even in the who are violent. Can we? Do we need to? This is spoiler territory. We can say who's doing these killings.
Yeah. So we got Jason Todd back in this book.
Given that even later in the issue, they don't really even the main characters know who the other Batman is already. Like the Bat family, they're very much aware the person wearing a bat cape and murdering people is Jason Todd. It doesn't even play that as a mystery for that long because honestly,
it doesn't.
The readers can work that out.
Yeah,
the readers. Despite the American literacy rates, aren't dumb. If you're readers who pay attention aren't dumb.
Yeah, again, it's a Batman murdering people. It's one of two options.
I was going to say there are two options.
One of them's got a tie-in, so it's not him.
And the other does not. The other is meant to be a twist.
One of them's got a tie-in miniseries and already did this song and dance in the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it is technically a different Azrael, but...
That's true. Yes, that's true, but...
Which is also following on from other Morrison stuff, because it's the Batman contingency arc kind of being resolved.
Mm-hmm.
So,
there's
anyway,
a lot of stuff
avoiding
here.
tangents. I shouldn't have read the tie-ins because now I get so many reasons to tangent.
But we get our Bat fam quelling the chaos, and amidst this chaos, we focus in on Black Mask, who is breaking criminals out of Arkham and away from Blackgate. And blows
Arkham to pieces.
Yeah, blowing up Arkham. Black Mask sort of making this coalition of supervillains to work alongside him and try to take the city for themselves. I do like then the focus in on Gordon sort of facing a lot of backlash for this, and Gordon being this figure that doesn't actually know where to turn, because Gordon lost Batman, an important part of the city, but he also lost a friend, so Gordon's also really sad about that too.
He's lost a friend, and now the police is coming under fire that they're in.
Turns out they can't do anything without the vigilante.
Weird. It's almost like the police is an inefficient force and doesn't actually really fight crime. I wonder if that's anywhere in the mind.
But both that can be true, and also we still live in a fictional universe where Jim Gordon is a good cop.
Yes.
I was going to make the other joke. That can't be true about the commentary on the police being inefficient, because that would imply comics are political.
Exactly. I love that other people have hijacked this joke from me, and I love that even more than me saying it.
It's so funny. You want to know who some people hijacked it in real life?
Oh, really? Who?
Oh, guess.
I don't actually know who.
Who was I hanging out with last night?
Oh no! Oh god! Wait. So, oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's
Will
really
knows
fun.
the joke.
Wait, how does Will know the joke? He doesn't even listen, does he?
No, but we talked about it with him.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I just love the moment where like Kestrel took it from me on the Civil War episode.
It's like everyone.
It's amazing. I love it.
it.
Oh my god, it's amazing. We gotta get Will on the podcast. Damn it.
We do.
Anyway, so I like that both in universe and for us, obviously, everyone has drawn the obvious conclusion is that Dick Grayson should be Batman, and everyone turns to Dick Grayson in universe, and Dick Grayson goes, "Nah."
No, well, okay. Before we get to that, really quickly, I love how much of a little shit Edward Nygma is. Like, it's just like, last question, sir. Is Batman really dead? It's like, Gordon can't arrest this man because Jim Gordon's a good person and wouldn't just arrest a guy for being annoying. Even though, like,
I feel like the Riddler is a special case. You can annoy him you can arrest him for being annoying.
I don't even think you can arrest him for being annoying. I think you can just arrest the Riddler for being on the streets.
Yeah, right. Just for like being a criminal his entire life, right?
I assume he has escaped from prison.
That is funny.
It's very, very possible. But yeah, no. Okay, first off, I love the gorgeous page that introduces Dick Grayson.
Him against the actual Cowl. Oh, good shit.
Mirrored. And it's very explicit that it's like, it's like, Tim is like, it's like, okay, Tim is very much like, hey, Dick, you agree someone needs to be a Batman, and you agree that it needs to be one of us.
Literally the Patrick meme, there needs to be a Batman, right? So you are Batman. But no, it's like, Dick and Tim are both on the same page, and but Dick is still sort of like shirking this responsibility that definitely does fall on him in this moment. Like everyone agrees.
It does I'll call it the Spider-Verse thing because that's what more people probably know it from. But at that moment, Dick is looking up at the costume because he's not quite ready for it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also say, I love when we get later on in the mini where this is why I don't want to take it on.
It's just stressful, like.
Well, stressful.
Yeah.
And Bruce asked him specifically not to. Like, it's that interesting. You basically have to disobey your dad because the world needs saving.
There's also talk of this other new Batman prowling the streets and being fucking evil and
having batarangs and escaping on a bat rope. It's like
doing a little bit of murder.
Doing a little bit of murder. As a treat. Having a very
Jacob, I have to know,
mid-90s style costume.
So you didn't know. But you knew Jason was in the story going in, right, Jacob?
I guessed Jason was in the story.
Oh, okay, all right. Did you guess immediately that this was Jason?
Yes, literally for the reason of there are only two people who this could be hypothetically: Azrael or Jason. And Azrael's already done this song and dance.
Yeah.
In the 90s, and it was bad.
Yeah. So we can be very open about this. Jason Batman is out there doing murder, being evil, and Dick is trying to hunt this Batman down.
Can I just say, what? I find Jason Todd's character development post Under the Red Hood, because you said this was his first appearance proper, after Under the Red Hood.
Yes,
really interesting.
This is definitely his first in a Bat title. I know he does pop up in Teen Titans and Countdown, but
yeah.
Well, look, Countdown doesn't count. We don't need to talk about.
He does show up for an issue of Teen Titans just to beat up Tim.
Again, you can beat up Tim as a treat.
Exactly.
Him as a treat.
DC
Editorial certainly does.
Every Robin has beat up Tim at some point. Damian at his very first issue. But we have Dick here trying to hunt him down, trying to find out who this other Batman is. I love then this scene between Alfred and Dick. We get this great scene where Alfred is first off is actually like a formidable opponent, but also
because we're doing secret. We're definitely doing like secret British intelligence agent Alfred.
Yeah, which is the best Alfred.
Yes.
But Alfred is also on the Dick should be Batman train because he as he puts it, like there is the issue of Master Bruce's legacy, the matter of that costume you were staring at earlier, and like Dick is still just like pushing it off.
Well, it's very much being like, hey, it's almost a commentary on the Bruce and Batman are the same person, and they're not. Like, Batman doesn't have to be Bruce. It doesn't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much in conversation with Knight's End. Because
I'll say, like, I am very excited for when we eventually do get to Dick as Batman.
I mean, that's whenever we come back to this run, basically, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited for when we get back to this run because it is one of those things where it's like, like most writers, Grant Morrison especially, obviously understands this distinction that they're bringing up now, that like Dick isn't Bruce and he doesn't have to be. That he can still be his own version of Batman. He can be his own character still. I
mean, let's be honest. Part of the problem with Knight's End is a good story. I like Knight's End.
But however, Dick is essentially written as Bruce when he actually has the cowl on.
Yes, he does.
We did get a scene with Dick and Gordon. First off, we forgot to mention earlier that the bat signal has been vandalized to say R.I.P. on the actual signal, the symbol in the sky. So Dick has gone to Gordon to talk about it, to investigate it, as it were, and also at that same time we're sort of like cutting back and forth with the Black Mask's sort of bad guy coalition.
Yeah, we never even said who the villains are. It's Mr. Zaz, Scarecrow, Firefly. Poison Ivy, Firefly, and Killer Croc.
Indeed.
And I think Humpty Dumpty.
But yeah, so Black Mask has all his guys together. Meanwhile, we also this is where we start to introduce Catwoman to the story, as she is sort of also just kind of fighting bad guys throughout the city. We also get our first look at our second Batman in the story, as Tim Drake plays in Dick.
He puts on a very 70s Batman suit.
Oh yeah, Tim Drake goes full Neil Adams, and puts on the blue suit.
Which, I mean, with how Tim originated as Robin, that makes a lot of sense thematically, because he also became Robin right at the tail end of when the blue suit was mostly being used.
Also, I don't know if it's just me. Does he look? They draw him a bit taller in that suit.
He's wearing lifted shoots. He's wearing lifted shoes.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I also think it's fascinating that Tim doesn't really want the cowl. Like,
oh yeah, he's just doing it because Dick doesn't want to do it.
It's I think he kind of does in a way.
I mean,
you got to remember, this is like peak of disaster Tim Drake.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think I don't quite agree with that.
Like, in terms of everything this is like at the height of DC traumatizing him as a character, as a Tim Drake stan. This is like really the period where DC loved to traumatize him.
But then also
his dads are dead.
Yeah. We think another small scene of Black Mask's crew doing crime, and then we see Damian Wayne for the first time in the story, who is taking the Batmobile for a joyride with a girl, because Damian Wayne is a little shit.
Yes, that is the note I sent to both of you.
Oh, is this the scene that you wrote?
That is the exact moment.
It is such a great introduction. It's like, well, because part of it's like Damian's like, I actually have a family now and people I can trust. But
it's not even that. It's just, I'd argue it's kid raised in an orthodox religious setting gets a little bit of freedom.
Yeah, it's like, I now have freedom. I'm gonna do some joyriding shit, and thank God Barbara Gordon is there to like save his ass.
Yeah, and then eject his girlfriend from the from
this may be a weird thing. This may be a weird thing to say, but this comic made me really excited to read more Suicide Squad.
Okay, I'm curious.
Specifically for more Oracle
because Oracle.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Dabian for a second. I was like, what?
No. Specifically for the Oracle content. Like, don't get me wrong. Loving Simone's Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
But Barbara as Oracle is also a different and really interesting vibe that like Barbara as Batgirl can't necessarily be.
Because at the same time as Barbara like ejects Dabian's girl, Killer Croc attacks the Batmobile, and Barbara sends like the birds of prey out to help Damian, and it's like you just see like Barbara like on top of shit. Like she really like shows how capable she is in these scenes. But yeah, Damian is attacked by Killer Croc and Poison Ivy at the same time as Dick Grayson comes to the rescue. We have Nightwing saving Damian from all this. And as
fascinating, Damian still not in a Robin costume, still in that interesting like white and black
ninja outfit.
Yeah.
Patience, my child. Patience, my child. It's coming.
It's coming very soon. Very, very soon. And
Damian shows so much growth by going back to like get Dick out of a burning building. Like
you can actually see Damian changing here. But in Damian and Dick being surrounded by all these criminals, the criminals are then shot as our it's Jason. It's Jason Batman. Jason is here.
It's Jacob's favorite Batman because he's using guns.
Because of all the guns, exactly.
I hate that this is a bit that's stuck so much.
Do you think Jacob, you would know? Did Jason Todd vote for Donald Trump, do you think?
No.
Jason Todd doesn't vote.
Yeah.
I don't even know if legally he can.
If any of the Robins don't vote, it's definitely Jason.
He's probably the one who.
Well, I mean, Damian also can't vote.
Well, Damian legally can't vote, but I think he would if he could.
Also, Tim probably legally can't.
No, Tim's. Oh wait, we keep using Tim to be a teenager, don't we?
You got to remember, DC are doing this thing at the minute where I'm like convinced in about 5 years' time,
Damian's going to be older than Tim.
Somehow will be older than Tim, and it might actually make more sense timeline. No, it won't.
No, it won't.
It really won't.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're correct.
Like the rate they're going,
I did want to ask though, thoughts on the Jason Todd.
I love it. It's
fun. It's fun.
It is
lots
great.
of fun. It's so edgy.
But
the fucking glowing red eyes, the grenades on the utility belt. Like it's
Here's the thing. It's not the 90s Azrael Batman suit, edgy, trying to be cool. It is.
No, this is just early 2000s. Like
this is early 2000s. This is late 2000s. We're aware that we're being edgy, and we're trying to say something with the edginess being wrong, wrapped up in a design. Because that's what it is.
Yeah. But we go into Battle for the Cowl issue 2 then. We open on a little scene with Two-Face here and Penguin and just seeing like all the villains sort of their grasp on Gotham City. Before we cut back to Jason's confrontation with Dick and Damian, and we have a great fight scene that opens our issue here. I like there's a brief period of time where Jason's identity is kept a secret, and we get this inner monologue from Jason that never explicitly states that he is Jason. And I like how, despite the fact that it is a fairly obvious twist, maybe it's only obvious these days because Jason is kind of everywhere. But back then, Jason just wasn't. So it kind of could have been anyone for a while. But as it stands,
I mean, it's essentially revealing that it is Jason through the inner monologue.
Yeah. Well, only in that. Like, there's dialogue about or inner monologue about him like knowing Bruce and knowing everyone's secrets. But then immediately afterwards, Dick and Damian put it together. They call him Jason Todd.
I mean, it's also telling that, let's be honest, each of these 3 issues it's narrated by a Robin in reverse order. Again, because Damian's not a Robin yet. So he doesn't get a narration, but it's Tim, Jason, Dick.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a nice little symmetry, then back to Batman in the end. But what I think is really interesting is that like Dick outright says it's Jason. Like, you're Jason. We know you're Jason. Immediately after the monologue. And throughout the next 2 issues, Dick essentially holds out the hand of friendship. Like, it's like, we can get you help. You can be saved.
Mm-hmm. And Jason, being Jason at this time at least, just wants to be left alone and wants to be sad and depressed.
Yeah, Dick is showing why he should be Batman with how he treats Jason in this issue.
Yeah. I mean, it's very reminiscent of how Jonah Winnick writes Batman treating Jason in Under the Red Hood.
I would argue it's shifted. It's not the same. It's reminiscent, sure, but it's very much like this is two brothers. Especially because I know some like I've been reading a lot of post-crisis Robin Jason because they've been reprinting it, and it's like, oh yeah, no, there's a relationship there. There's like an actual caring brotherly relationship there.
Oh yeah,
that people I think want to forget that they were actually trying to do things with Jason Todd as a character. People just weren't paying attention and got pissy that like, ooh, Dick Grayson isn't Robin. Let's kill off this kid when we have our chance. Mainly, as I'm sure Kian's going to say, just one dude with an automated phone.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it gave us Tim Drake, so I guess that one dude was a hero in the end.
I was going to say, we got Tim.
Yeah, I guess he can't be completely mad.
But I can be so... the only thing I'm really mad about is that Jason's been rechristened the edgy Robin, when it's like, he wasn't. Not really.
Oh, no. Tim Drake is the edgy Robin.
Yes.
But Jason gets away as Black Canary and Huntress sort of swoop in.
Also shoots Damian, just tries to kill.
Oh yeah. I mean, Jason doesn't know this kid. He doesn't fucking care about Damian. Yeah. We do get another brief scene with Black Mask sort of instructing his crew on how to on what to do before getting more edgy Jason killing people and having fun, and it's great stuff. Tony Daniel keeps up its work doing a really great pace throughout these issues. That I think
he's only got 3 issues to play with.
Yeah, so everything has to come quick.
And here's the thing: they're not double length. They're
they're slightly longer. They're ever so slightly longer than a standard.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they're actually about
maybe about 30 pages, somewhere around there.
Well, yeah, they are just like they're 32. I think they're 32. So
that sounds right.
Yeah. So. But it keeps things moving and makes like the 3-act structure of the miniseries really work.
Mm-hmm. And once again, Daniel understands that, with an event like this, like it should be focused around a few key players, and everyone else can be there and contribute things, but mostly should be relegated to tie-ins.
Yeah. Also, Jason wanting to go after Black Mask is a great follow-up to Under the Red Hood.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Those two have a history.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Tim Batman finds Jason's hideout. Jason has made his own Bat Cave, which I absolutely love.
It's even got the edgy red lighting.
Yeah. Selena Kyle has also found Jason's makeshift Bat Cave, and we have a little reuniting.
Not quite yet. I was gonna say not quite yet. We get some further conversation with them later. That is really
but I'm saying like she's revealed to be here in the cave. But we then get Damian sort of healing in the Bat Cave, as well as Dick, and Dick once again is sort of like blaming himself for letting Damian down. He knows that Damian could have died tonight, and it would have been like his fault, or at least Dick thinks it would have been his fault. And once again,
we're reiterating you can't be Bruce Wayne, you have to be yourself, Richard Grayson.
Yeah.
It's just perfect that Alfred's giving him pep talk.
Yeah. We then get another scene with Gordon, sort of trying to understanding really the havoc throughout the city. We actually get some surprisingly like graphic imagery of like mutilated bodies. There's like a cut off face coming up in the next scene. It's like it's a lot. There's a lot to take in there. And it really just goes to show like how much Daniel is really hammering home just how fucking terrible Gotham is right now. But we have Black Mask sort of literally he blows up
it's a beautiful page.
What page does he blow up? Or what building does he blow up? I forget.
I think he blows up probably like the police HQ.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or at least one police headquarters.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, no, I do love that page then with Black Mask standing on the building with like Gotham burning behind him. It's amazing. I also love that for seemingly no reason, Black Mask just has like glowing red eyes in this story, and like it's never explained, but it's cool. It's really cool looking.
Yeah, rule of cool.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. But we then have
get this amazing silhouette of Dick realizing, oh fuck.
I need to be fucking Batman, don't I?
I need to be Batman and save
his Nightwing mask.
And save Tim's ass because, Tim's decided to be a dumbass.
I do kind of feel like Daniel was initially writing this as Dick becoming Batman for the final issue, but then something in editorial made them say, oh no, he has to be Nightwing for the final issue. He can't become Batman until the very end. Which I don't know. That's my own personal theory.
It feels weird that you have him drop the mask.
Yeah, you have him drop the mask. There's the whole silhouette of him as Nightwing, and then next issue he's still Nightwing. It's very odd. But we then go back to Jason's Batcave where we have Tim and Selina reunited,
having a fascinating conversation. Selina Kyle, fascinating character here. Like,
yeah. Well, especially like Selina in a post Hush Batman world. Like this is. Selina's involvement in Batman's world has never been greater, at least at this time in comics. And I this conversation between her and Tim. It gets cut short though, of course, because Jason does come back home, and we get a great squaring off between Tim and Jason that I really like. I actually really love, especially that full page where there are like no panel breaks, but it's the couple different poses of Jason and Tim fighting throughout the cave. Really love that one. But great fight
again. It's Jason's inner monologue. It's just sticking to Bruce's rules will be his downfall.
Yeah.
But you can really see where Jason is mentally at the minute, and it's not a good place.
Yeah. But arguably, probably because Jason is as unstable as he is, he does kick Tim's ass, and Tim does go down. He sticks a battering in Tim's chest. Like that is how the issue is.
I do also like the little detail. Tim getting hit him with a crowbar.
Yeah.
Jason has a bad history with crowbars.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Jason's in that terrible mental state. If he's pushed everyone away, he won't accept help. And I think we're like this miniseries is slowly positioning him towards a place where he can get help and be redeemed. But it's like very early on in that process, recognizing that like this is a broken person. Which makes me really interested to see what Morrison does with Jason.
Morrison has some to do with Jason come Batman and Robin.
And if that gets like fully resolved before the new 52 ends,
you'll see. Yeah. Really be having Jacob read all of Morrison's Batman. It's just a play to get him to read Red Hood and the Outlaws one day. But this does transition us nicely into Battle for the Cowl number 3, and oh god, I love the build up to this fucking splash page on page 2 and 3. It's just, it's so good.
It's like the whole family standing united as Gotham is burning, and Dick gets to be our narrator.
I'm curious, how much do the tie-ins delve into all these other heroes protecting Gotham?
Well, it's a lot of them is like Oracle's really the only character from here. That there's the network, which has a few of them. You got
a lot of it. A lot of it isn't. A lot of it is just Oracle.
Like the only other is Azrael is the only other Bat family member who has a tie-in.
It's like Black Lightning, Metamorpho, the Creeper. Like none of them ever do
None of them
anything?
really
they show up for a little bit in the Man-Bat one.
Huh.
I think that's kind of the point. They're involved in skirmishes in between the tie-ins, sort of thing.
Weird. Cool.
I will say though, the Secret Six tie-in has a
the Secret Six tie-in is amazing.
Just a great moment where Bane and Catman save a family, and Bane's just like, just tell people Batman saved your family.
Oh God, that's nice. That's the most Gale Simone shit I've ever heard. I love that.
It is. It makes me want to read the whole Secret Six thing just because.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm like, I might have to find it at some point.
I mean, they just released an Omni.
I know people really want Simone's Secret Six, and I've never read it.
I don't have the money for Omnis.
You were just saying in between one of our cuts earlier, Kian, that you want to buy more Omnis.
Yeah, I know. It's like I do need to sort other things first, and like I've got Omnis that I want to buy first, so it'll go on the list.
Yeah. Anyway, Damien's a stubborn little shit, and he gets right back up and threatens to hit Alfred with a wrench if he doesn't let him go. So Damien gets up, and Squire arrives and is actually willing to take Damien out of the cave. I just love that.
And Alfred says, "Okay, well, you need to earn your fucking keep, child."
Yeah. I still like that.
Put on the costume.
I like that nobody in the Bat fam is at this point still actually okay with Damien being part of the crew.
No, because he's Damien. He's been a little shit.
He's basically being an incel to Squire. Yeah.
Then we get a little recap of Jason leaving Tim in the cave. We then see a news broadcast of more of the chaos the other villains are causing in the city. Once again, Black Mask with glowing red eyes. I fucking love it. Even when the mask is off his fucking face, the eyes glow. That's just I don't know what the choice is. It's just
confusing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think the more confusing we can make this utterly chaotic version of Black Mask.
I mean, he's just got little glowing LEDs in the eye sockets. That's what it is.
Yeah, and so you can totally see where he's going somehow. Yeah, it's like there's no way he can see where he's going then.
Shh, don't worry about it.
Then we get Dick inside Jason's bat cave. We get this little message that Jason has left behind for Dick that says "too late," sort of burning in the cave. He has left Tim's 70s Neil Adams cowl behind, stuck up on a cross. No less. He has crucified the Neil Adams cowl. It's amazing.
Oh, something deifying Batman.
Yeah.
I love Dick's reaction. Jason, you may be a killer, and it looks like you finally lost what was left of your mind, but you're not stupid.
Yeah. And then, God, we get this conversation between Dick and Jason, where Dick plays this message from Bruce for Jason that just fucking breaks Jason's brain.
Because the message is so much like, I do care about you. Like,
yeah,
your death was my own failing.
It's just beautiful, man. Like, Dick is willing to help him, but Jason is just so damaged. Like,
my precious baby boy, my love.
He just needs help. It's like he refuses it, and it's like that's kind of the point. Like, he's at a point, like he's gone through so much. He has been like, his own mother betrayed him. He has been resurrected. Like, also at this point, did they establish what resurrected him, or?
They've definitely done the Superboy punched a hole in the universe thing.
Yeah, I was like, does Jacob know that it's the retcon punch?
Oh, I'm aware.
What issue was it in that they covered that?
It was in Under the Red Hood.
It was Under the Red Hood, but there was a specific issue, and I forget what it was from that covered it. Was it a specific like how Jason survived issue?
Was it the annual? It might have been.
I forget what it was from exactly.
He had to crawl out of his own grave.
Yeah, no, his own grave.
It's just beautiful.
Because here's the thing: alive Jason is not actually alive Jason. It is a Jason that was alive in another universe and that was transported over to our universe inside dead Jason's grave. So
and given the same experiences as child Jason, so I'm
so glad we don't ever talk about how Jason came back anymore in modern comics, and everyone just kind of accepts. Yeah, we could just say the animated movie is what happened.
Here's the
I
thing.
I thought they soft retconned it that it was a Lazarus Pit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they eventually soft retcon it like around the New 52.
I think DC should stop being cowards
the
and
New
keep the
52.
retcon punch.
The New 52 just completely ignores how Jason came back. They never bring it up. Yeah, they just never bring it up because it's too complicated to explain.
No, I thought they did do Lazarus Pit because there's almost an implication that Jason could be Damien's father.
I
have seen that interpretation somewhere.
At the very least, I don't think it ever happens in Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Well, because they also then when eventually, I think eventually when Talia finds Jason, she does use Lazarus Pits.
Because they do that in that same issue where Superboy punches the hole in the universe.
hole in the universe. Yeah.
Sorry, Superboy Prime. I should be saying this whole time.
It's not Superman when he was a boy or Baby Boy Connor Kent.
No, it's just a comic fan who hated the 90s, so broke the full fall and went into comic books.
God, it just what a fucking character. But because the Lazarus Pit thing is part of that issue, so maybe that's what you're thinking of, Kian.
Maybe I lose track of what.
I don't know. Anyway, Damien is now fully in Robin regalia, and
for the first time, complete with hood.
Yep.
Complete with hood.
It's nice. He's Ninja Robin. It's nice. We have him and Squire, and Damien just being a dick to Squire because he's Damian Wayne. We then continue our conversation. Yeah, we have our confrontation between Dick and Jason. I love this so much. I love also seeing as we cut back and forth with like Tim trying to just simply survive because he has been pretty much fatally wounded and he's trying to just live. There's like this piece of like shrapnel in his chest from the batarang that was stuck in there before, and he just faints at one
metaphorically, it's this interesting idea of like because it happens. I think in all three issues where like shrapnel being in someone's chest happens, and it's always like thanking Bruce for providing like that one extra layer of protection that is now gone. Like that's what's happening. It's almost like there's some sort of thematic element about not having a Batman.
Damien then saves Tim though. Here's the thing. I always think this fight between Dick and Jason at the end is actually meant to look visually very reminiscent of the Batman Jason fight from Under the Red Hood.
I can definitely see that.
It uses a very similar color palette, and the fact that Jason is unmasked and has no cape. Jason is almost wearing the same costume, but with a bat symbol. In this.
He's still wearing a little domino mask under the Batman mask.
He is, because Jason is a Robin underneath it all. Really, like that's the point. I would say.
Damien saves Tim of all people. Like.
Yeah, it's character growth.
Growth.
Yeah.
He's finally getting some.
Yeah, we end that great fight between Dick and Jason then. I love the big splash page with the final kick. Jason falls into the water off this bridge. And,
mainly with Dick being like, like Dick trying to save him. And
yeah, we get the classic take my hand, and Jason, chooses not to.
Still representing how broken Jason Todd is. It's like, Jason, you need some help.
But there is still work to be done in the end, and Dick Grayson does claim essentially his birthright in the end, and get a great. I love even the costume isn't even fully revealed at the end. It's this amazing last page where Dick is silhouetted, and
I'd argue last two pages, last two,
just refuses to show.
We do get like a proper reveal of Damien's Robin outfit, which
he's got the yellow cape and everything. It's nice. But yeah, that is that for the main three issues at least. We do still have one final issue to cover here with Gotham Gazette Batman Dead #1.
Or Batman Alive #1.
Or sorry, Batman Alive #1. My apologies. But yeah, essentially it's just all follow-ups to our stories from Batman Dead. Which is nice. It's nice. It's
also done in reverse order.
Yeah, like it starts with the Bullock story and ends on the Vicky Vale story.
Yeah, so it starts with the least interesting story of.
Bullock's just dealing with. He's dealing with just repercussions of Azrael's tie-in.
Yes, the repercussions are there.
We have Leslie Tompkins reopening the Gotham Community Clinic, which is nice,
and having helped poor Cavalier, who was insane at the end of the first issue, as her bodyguard, which is great. It is over the top and fun, and I love it.
I mean, come on, you need an over the top bodyguard in Gotham.
Yes,
of course.
You do.
Yeah, I mean, how else are you going to be safe, really?
Stephanie's story is
back in the spoiler outfit, and
she's donning spoiler again.
She gets to reconcile with Tim.
Mm-hmm. We end on Vicky Vale's story, which is very much like her just sort of putting together all of her pieces about the Bat family in the end,
realizing that Dick and Barbara are in some sort of a relationship.
Mm-hmm. Nice, and then of course we get our little prologue and epilogue with the Veil, and also a final panel that is very reminiscent of the Dark Knight Returns. But is meant to be Dick and Damian. It's nice. It's nice.
I just love that last line. The city lives, and so does her Batman.
Yeah. Oh god, it's nice shit. It's very good. But that was Batman: Battle for the Cowl. Final thoughts?
It's good. It's good. Here's the thing.
Brilliant.
It's not quite as it's like not having Morrison writing hurts it a little, but it's still really good. Like,
I don't think it necessarily hurts it. It just makes it a simple comic, a good comic.
Yeah.
But there's nothing bad with simplicity.
It's very much a bridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a necessary bridge. I think you can't just. I personally think you can't just go straight from Batman is dead. Clearly, Dick Grayson has taken the cowl. Like I think showing that conflict and showing that there would be conflict before that actually happens is important.
It's almost like you need some sort of character development. Like
things can't just happen.
Like even with the status quo of comics, characters can develop people.
Even if that development will inevitably be undone in the end somehow,
or potentially not. It'll become a new status quo. Like.
This one had potential to last, but
it did. But then
something happened.
Then an Andy Kubert happened, and a Jeff Johns, and a Flashpoint.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, and then Dan DiDio wanted to reboot the universe.
I was just gonna bring up my.
Do not get me started on Dan DiDio, please. He's like.
I was gonna bring up my favorite Burger King. He's. I love him, man. I can't explain
my comic related enemies like Dan DiDio and Tom King are quite high on that list.
Oh no, Guggenheim's got to beat them all for me personally.
Yeah, I mean Guggenheim, I probably would have my own version.
To be fair, I mostly just hate Guggenheim for Arrow, but also I hated his Green Arrow stuff too. So
I was gonna say,
which is also his Green Arrow comics.
His Green Arrow comics that are just trying to make Arrow canon Green Arrow. Like,
yeah,
I think genuinely those comics still they haven't. Who's Diggle's still about from like the last reboot? I have no idea if Felicity is still canon.
I have no clue. I don't know where she disappeared to after Goog left.
She got arrested. I think she might still be in prison.
Fucking amazing. Nobody cares. Nobody wants that. Like, oh, God. Anyway, but I think that about does it. Jacob, is it time? It's time. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I did ask Kian during one of our cuts earlier if he knew if I had told him somehow what the next episode was, and I didn't actually. So you both get to guess.
Yeah, I know Kian, you need to guess first. What's coming next?
Nightwing. Is it some sort of Nightwing thing?
Some sort of Nightwing? Just any sort of Nightwing?
I don't know what Nightwing you've covered. I cannot remember.
We haven't covered any.
We haven't covered any solo Nightwing on the podcast.
Is it?
Okay, that might not have been a good guess.
I mean, I have two guesses.
Okay.
Looking back at like that first block of Batman, it could either be Book 3 of Tom King's Rebirth Deluxe Edition, Book 3.
Okay.
Or possibly, and I don't like manifesting this in the world, but I'm gonna have to manifest this in the world. Would it be All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder?
Okay. These are our guesses. We're locking all these in.
We're locking these in.
I didn't think about All-Star. I thought that was going to be episode 100.
No, episode 100. I think Joey's promised me it's not going to be something bad because 100 is a celebration.
Episode 100 is not something bad. I'll say that straight up.
We've already done a milestone. Here's the thing: we've already done a milestone episode with a bad Frank Miller Batman book. That was episode 30.
I will say I do like where our minds are at. I like the Nightwing guess. I like the potential of Batman adjacent stuff. But I think personally, I want to stick to more like strictly Batman stuff to celebrate 100 episodes. Jacob, I like your guesses in regards to what you think could be next and your reasons for those guesses. But I will say both of them are wrong.
Okay.
But in one particular case, you're on the right track. Next time on Fresh Face Comics, I think it's time to complete a trilogy. We're going to cover Dark Knight 3 Master Race by Frank Miller and Brian Azzarello. Jacob, I wasn't going to make it All-Star Batman and Robin. I wasn't going to put you through that. To be fair, Dark Knight 3 isn't the worst thing ever. It really isn't. And it's been a while since we've done a Frank Miller. So I think it's time.
Oh, look at the pain in his eyes.
Yeah, Jacob has turned on his camera specifically for this occasion. I will also say, but here's the other thing, is we have a guest planned for the next episode.
You're putting your brother.
I am putting my brother through this. We're having my brother back on the podcast finally, which is very exciting.
I've got a message to this fucker. You poor.
To be fair, before the past 2 months, he has never read a Frank Miller Dark Knight book in his life. He has read the entire trilogy in the past 2 months.
That is unnecessarily cruel.
I love it. Oh man, it's amazing.
Why did I not just guess Master Race?
Oh man, it's amazing. Well, thanks for playing, gang. That'll be next time. Of course, Jacob, you knew I had to throw a Frank Miller in there.
I know you did. You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The silver lining. Sadly, it's not episode 99 or 100.
That's true.
Means that,
that's true.
Like,
yeah, there is room to improve. But also, I genuinely don't think it's a bad book. It's not great, obviously, but the bar is on the floor with Strikes Again. It can't be worse than Strikes Again. Miller is restrained because it's Miller. Holy Terror exists, I'm aware, but I've never read Holy Terror, so I live in ignorance. Miller is co-writing Master Race with Brian Azzarello, and he's not allowed to do the art. He does the backup story art, but he doesn't do the main story art. So
wait, how many issues is this? This is like
it's 9 issues.
Thank God, I thought it was 12.
Oh no, it's not 9 regular-sized issues, all with backups. But honestly, they're very light on dialogue and very breezy to read. It's nothing. You'll fly right through it. But that'll all be next time on Fresh Face Comics. Until then, let's get some promotions out of the way. Kian, anything to promote?
Yeah, TikTok. I posted a funny Red Hood meme today with me and my Red Hood cosplay.
I do like your Red Hood cosplay, not gonna lie. I do.
Really it's a good cosplay. It's a very
fun.
Yeah. Awesome. Jacob, what to promote?
Yeah, so mainly I have my nice blog. I've reviewed a lot of stuff.
Your nice blog. You never called it nice before.
It's nice. I've been doing some good stuff. I've done some Doctor Who book reviews on there recently. There may or may not be a Star Wars book review out or / coming soon. It's gonna come. That's mainly gonna come down to when I get a copy of the Star Wars book that I'm reading next, as well as reviewing Star Trek: The Next Generation. When this has come out, I will have just done an episode called Unnatural Selection. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right.
Yeah, I'm like, because it's not coming out. This is a week from tomorrow. Yeah, that's at a recording. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I similarly am reviewing Star Trek: The Next Generation with my brother in video reviews. Unnatural Selection, our video on that is out, and episode 8 is A Matter of Honor. You can, if you go to the Blood Donut Studios Patreon, you can check that out a week early for $2. Yeah, $2 is what the instant tier is at. Or you can join the Lieutenant tier and get all kinds of fun things like Fresh Face Extras. We recorded, I think, 25 minutes of extra stuff before this particular episode, so there's a lot for this one.
It's the terrible problem of Joey and I haven't really spoken
outside of recordings lately.
Yeah, it's been weird. But
yeah, so there's that, and Oh God! Bi-weekly Star Trek commentaries with my brother. We're going through TOS again. At the time of this coming out, our first 2 are out for The Man Trap and Charlie X. And if you're on the fence about joining that, you can check out the first Star Trek commentary for The Man Trap for free. It's up here on my YouTube channel, and it's really fun. We had a great time with it.
People seem to be liking it.
Yeah, which is great. Just check out the Patreon if you can. You could also get previews of all those things, of Fresh Face Extras and of the Star Trek commentaries. If you go to the Patreon, you can listen to like the first. I think for commentaries, you can listen to the first like 5 minutes of it, and for extras, you can listen to like the first minute of it. So you can get previews of those things, and if you get a little sample, if you're still on the fence. Also check out Fresh Face One Shots. We cover current comics coming out. We cover Superman by Joshua Williamson, Wonder Woman by Tom King, Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman, a spinoff of that particular Wonder Woman title, Batman: The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, The End of the Long Halloween Saga, as well as The Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone. There's the main podcast. Obviously, we're doing all this. We're counting down to episode 100. It's all very exciting. Be sure to share around with your friends. We have fun plans, and for episode 100 and beyond, all kinds of fun things happening there. R2BD, forgot that. R2BD, we do a Star Wars show, me and my brother. We recently covered Andor Season 2, and hopefully coming out soon, we have a video on Master and Apprentice by Claudia Gray. We read another prequel book, so all kinds of fun there. I think that actually does it. God, we get more and more to promote every goddamn time. Thank you all so much for listening. Wherever you're listening to us on, be sure to leave a rating, comment, subscribe, leave comments on things, and we will read them out on Fresh Face Correspondence. Leave ratings, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, Blood Edit Studios. Any and all support means the world to us. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan,
Jacob Licklider,
Kian the Quark.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.